Hey guys, this is ShockwaveMatrix and this is Vlad or Admiral Vlad. That's my game tag on all the games I play nearly. I don't know, Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, League of Legends. As you can see where is it? Battle ID is also Admiral Vlad. There you go. This is a basic video talking about leveling from 85 to 90 in the midst of Pandaria expansion. Um, I've leveled a not Retribution, a Protection Paladin because I've played Protection since, well, pretty much Burning Crusade, and I know nothing better than the Paladin. However, the Mist of Pandaria expansion proved to be really disappointing in that respect, as the Paladin class tend to be a little broken with its spells. I don't know, the mechanics are just off their A game. Comparing to what they used to be, of course. I tried leveling with Retribution, but that didn't work out at all. Maybe it's because I had all my prod gear on, but I really wasn't about to switch all my gear for like small little significant part of leveling. I don't know. It wasn't really, it didn't seem worth it. I don't know. So anyway, well, that's from auction house. I think I've sold everything. Hopefully sold everything, because otherwise... No, I did not. How long do I have? Around 2 hours. Fun. Anyway. As you can see, I'm not level 90 yet. I'm still 89. Going to the last zone. But this is more of an introductory video. With, I mean... Well... introductory video to my section of the channel that will do mostly WoW videos. I'm just doing some basic leveling explanations. I'll also do level 1 to 10s just of the new Mist of Pandaria. Maybe if some of you don't play, you can just like take a quick look. Some of the class changes and the starting zone changes. Not starting zone changes, but the gameplay is just different to what it used to be before. I don't know. I found the gameplay to be extremely different at level 1 up to 10. It's not the same thing as before. Before it was just, oh cool, I can smell trillium. Look at that. Never knew that. Anyway, um, yeah. So before it was more like simple and like not simple, but it was kind of complicated in its own way. Hard to explain, but now it's just kind of everything is handed over to you. Well, it's different. I'll show you in the next videos when I make them, when I get around to them. Yeah, so that's basically what I'm going to be doing. Oh yeah, speaking of WoW videos, I'm also going to be making a bunch of PvP videos. Yep, you heard me. That's when like I'll level my Death Knight, because yeah, my Paladin's level 89. You'll be like, hey Vlad, you're such a noob. You're still 89. Everybody's level 90. Well, yeah, I've started to go life. I get laid occasionally at times. Yeah. Anyway, moving on from that. Um, yeah. So that's the basic gist of it. The Paladin leveling so far has proven not difficult. Oh, I can't say it's difficult because I leveled in vanilla, and that was difficult. That was rather annoying. It wasn't annoying due to the fact that the quests were difficult or the dungeons were difficult. It was annoying due to the fact that how much world PvP was going on, and it was just really irritating to level up. I mean, I remember when I was still a new player and had level 33 mage on the PvP server. I It was horrible. I got stuck. I couldn't move on from level 33. I just quit and rolled the Paladin. This Paladin, actually. He used to be in Alliance, then I switched him to Horde. So that's the story of that. In any case, if you want to level Paladin, I guess get some red gear and level him in red and have your off-spec for dungeons. Because if you want to level through dungeons, it's extremely fast. I mean, I could show you right now, but going in, it takes me like... Look, I just selected that I want to go into a dungeon, and like a few seconds later I get in. Obviously, don't want to go right now, but yeah. I'm not sure if it's the same on all servers. I'm on the server named Dusting Nether. Apparently, it's a really nice server. Pugs clear everything, so but it's pretty highly populated server. So you may know when I move there if your computer can handle it. Mine's okay. It's on yellow now. So yeah, that's where we're going with that. Anyway, back to Paladin leveling. Yeah, you want to build some red gear so you could clear packs fast, however, have your offset gear. I realize this can be a real pain in the ass, but like if you want to level the fastest, that's the way to go about it. If not, you want to be lazy like me, just roll prot and just clear everything. The best way to do this is actually to just pull a bunch of shit and kill it at the same time. I mean, I found myself sometimes be able to handle 6 mobs. I realize that sometimes may be difficult because there's some creatures that have those stacking debuffs they put on you that deal insane amount of damage once they reach a certain amount of stacks, and it just goes downhill from there. But like, once you find some mobs and you pick up a pace of killing them, it's pretty simple. Like, it gets routine, really routine. I mean, you got when I land, I'll show you the basic mechanics of the Paladin in Mr. Pandaria. Is not much different from Cataclysm or Lich King. Okay, there was a huge jump between Lich King and Cataclysm. Also, due to the fact that your Holy Wrath stuns demon and undead targets, and in Mr. Pandaria there aren't any. The thing is, on Cataclysm you could get a glyph. I don't know if you can still get it. That can actually stun elementals as well. There's something else I can't remember. Yeah, or yeah, there we go. Elemental and Dragonkin. I used to have this glyph. I have no idea why I don't have it anymore. Yeah, however, there's not much of that in Mr. Pandaria. It's mostly humanoid, and yeah, and Lich King was really useful. However, they kind of replaced that with the Blinding Light. By the way, that's a new ability. You learn it at level 87. Yeah, 87. You get a new spell with every class, and this spell is actually kind of the same thing as Holy Wrath, except for it has a 2-minute cooldown, and it just stuns for quite a while, actually 3 seconds, which is a pretty good time. It's the same as Holy Wrath, but it stuns everything, no matter what, which is really nice combination. If you have a Paladin tank Tauren, you get your your passive bonus for being a Tauren, which is endurance. Base health increased by 5%. I realize it's probably nothing, but whatever. It's free health, why not? Then you have your War Stomp, which stuns up to 5 enemies in 8 yards for 2 seconds. Then you have your Hammer of Justice, another 6-second stun. Blinding Light, 3-second stun. If you happen to be fighting demons, undead, or elemental dragonkin, whichever glyph you have the ability to stun them as well. You got your Silence to prevent, no, it's not silence, it's an interrupt mechanic. It's pretty neat. In your Avenger Shield, which will not stun, silence and slow down 3 targets. Again, really neat, really nice. Liking the mechanic. Okay, at the moment I have no idea where the quests in the zone are. I'm new to the zone. I have not continued with the previous zone because I really want to just clear everything as fast as possible, and I really don't feel like the quests are worth the effort to just go through every single one of them. I mean, there's so many quests, it could literally take you years to finish. I mean, okay, probably not years, but like I've skipped a bunch of quests on my way to level 89, and that's proven really, well, really efficient, because I was doing the zone Valley of the Four Winds, and the quest just don't end. I was there until level 88, but part of that was because I was dungeoning with my friends along the way, doing instances. And yeah, I was there till level 88, where you're supposed to be there till level 87, then you're supposed to move to Kunlai Summit. So I had to skip Kunlai Summit altogether, as you can see here. I've not explored anything. I have a quest there. I'm just gonna leave it in my quest log for now. Whatever happens. Maybe I'll need to do it later for some reputation crap. I don't know. yeah, so I'm just gonna do this zone now. The reason you saw that cut was because we had some problem with the internet. Not the internet, but the software, recording software. Don't worry, it's fixed now. Should work. Everything. As you can see, I came here, I did the Halloween thing. It turned me into a gnome. Cute little gnome that I am right now. Yeah, as you can see, I have the Kingslayer title. I have a bunch of titles. I think it's impressive. Look at all that. It's many titles. I like this one. I haven't worn it in a while. The Turing Rocket, you get it from the Help a Friend. It's pretty neat. Can carry to people, can fly while when it needs to. I mean, when it can. As you may or may not be aware, in Mist of Pandaria, you are unable to fly until level 90. I'm not even sure how much gold it costs to upgrade to your Mist of Pandaria flying, but it should be a significant amount as it was in Lich King at the start of the expansion. They'll probably make it cheaper as the expansion goes by, probably by patch, I don't know, 5.3, 5.4 if they make it, dude, it's probably gonna be again like 100 gold, 500 gold. Now it's probably like in the thousands. That's an estimate. I don't know. I'm playing the game as I'm going along. I don't really go on Google and Thoughtbot and like go ahead and just look up all the stuff before I find them out for myself. Because if you do that, it's just you memorizing information. You don't learn the game, you don't understand it. It's better to do it this way. Trust me. I know you're saying, but hey, I'm watching this video. Yeah, well, you're watching this video because you're probably bored out of your minds and you probably know most of these things. You just want to get a second opinion. It's basically what this channel is a second opinion. Maybe you want to see, maybe you want to know what it's like being a paladin right now. Like, as soon as I do these quests, maybe if I get around to fighting something, I could show like the basic rotations, the pulls of the, yeah, how I like pull things, like my positioning at the, you don't pay attention to these things when you really play WoW, but if you dissect your gameplay, you actually see these things come in and your move come into play, and the way you move, all this is just coming into play, and it's actually a big portion of your gameplay, surprisingly. You wouldn't expect it to be, I don't know. Okay, this vendor sells gear. You can actually go to a vendor and just buy gear if your gear is shit. And it's not that expensive either. It tends to be quite cheap. Well, that's, again, depends how much gold you have. The gold situation right now is, I don't know, it's okay. I mean, it's not horrible, it's not great. Oh, cool, I could use a new tanking thing. Yeah, it's not great, it's not bad. I mean, it's average, I guess. You could say it's average. I mean, it depends how you look at it. I mean, the auction house system on our server, it's how should I put it, retarded. Like they just sell things for no reason at unreasonable prices. I mean, I was looking through it yesterday. There were people just selling, level 10 green gear that you can get for just nothing. You can just farm it yourself. It's simple. They were selling it for retardedly high prices. Yeah, they're like, I mean, in the thousands of gold. But then like things like jewelry crafting supplies that I had a lot left over from the Cataclysm days. I thought I'd sell them, and like people would need to want to buy them because they want to level jewel crafting, which they did buy them, but not as a high a price as expected. If you're really concerned about gold while you're leveling and you're looking for a server to play, maybe you should consider Lightning's Blade. It's I mean, I found it really easy to make gold there. I mean, I just started a shaman, and just from 1 to 85, just by playing the auction house a little bit, I made a considerable amount of cash. Very simply. Right. Another really confusing thing about WoW is how the gear works. I mean, you got one with hit and one with mastery, and another one with expertise and mastery. I'm not sure which one I want for my tanking. Maybe they're not tanking either of them because mine currently has dodge and mastery. I'm gonna lose that dodge if I change that item, but I'll get a better item level. So I don't think I'm gonna do it. It's not worth it. I mean, for 14 stamina and 109 mastery, it's not really worth it. I'll do the quest regardless. Am I supposed to go down? I'm not even sure. Oh, is that a raid? You constantly, you just travel around the map and you just find random dungeons and raids and whatnot. I think that's a raid. Yeah, it's a raid. Oh no, wait, it's heroic difficulty dungeon that requires for me to be level 90. Great, I'm not going then. Not now anyway. I will eventually. Can you use some sort of zip line? Oh, look at that, shadow pan rope. There's loads of cool mechanics like this in Mr. Pandaria. And there's another guy here who's gonna be pulling all my shit. It's a warrior, level 89. As well as me. Let's see what I can pull up here. For some reason I cannot. Am I supposed to attack these guys? No, I'm not. So I'm not going to. There he is. I'm supposed to attack these guys. So as you can see, I'm gonna be pulling quite a bit of them. You are not really able to do this on mages and priests and druids. All those. It's gonna be quite difficult to hold this much sustain. I mean, I've never fought these guys before. They could actually kill me. So I'm gonna have to be using all my protection cooldowns at all times. You know, the Hammer of Wrath, just so I can keep alive. Thing with the paladins, you might say, oh, but they have so much healing. You shouldn't really have a problem leveling a paladin. You can just heal all the time. But yeah, but when you heal, you sacrifice your damage, and it's a significant amount of damage. You sacrifice real amount of damage when every time you use your healing. You see, I'm using Word of Glory all the time to heal up instead of, oh no. That was close. Had to enhance there. Yeah, you see they have this kind of jet of air, or whatever the thing is. That's doing quite a bit of damage. As you can see, I received like 20k there in one blow, and they keep on doing that over again. Sometimes I have to resort to stunning them even. So that's not good. But yeah, instead, because paladins have this holy power mechanic, I have to use Word of Glory or Shield of Righteous. I have to make the choice. And Shield of the Righteous is basically the damage. I mean, it doesn't do as much damage as it used to. They completely nerfed that out of the game. But what it does do, however, is it just I have to be close for that. Yeah, I'm not sure what this does. Let's try this again. Yeah, it doesn't. It did much more damage before. It did. I mean, it was really powerful. You could crit up to 60k, and there's no way you could do that. I mean, Lich King used to crit like 30k. You can maybe crit 30k now. Yeah. But hey, it's all good. It's all good. It's not horrible. I mean, I don't think they fucked any other class as much as they fucked ours. Like our Paladin class, our beloved Paladin. See now, right? I'm not resorting to using Word of Glory, so I'm taking this guy down a lot faster. I guess the most powerful, the most damaging ability will be the Avenger Shield. So when you pull a pack, you hit more targets with your Hammer of the Righteous, which means it resets the cooldown. It has a higher chance of resetting the cooldown on your Avenger Shield, which is the most damage you do. That's why, as a Protection Paladin, you want to always be in the AoE scenario. You're always trying to get in your AoE situations. Granted, you can survive them, of course, because, yeah, sometimes you'll not be able to, as I said earlier. You could get extremely difficult and frustrating to keep on coming back to the same pack and not be able to clear it in one go, so you may have to kill them one by one or two at a time only. Which, if you're used to, especially once you level in other zones, it's much simpler to just pull everything as in comparison to Mr. Pandaria. So